Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is 2021 planning. Well, it's early December 2020 as I'm speaking, and yeah, now is the time. You probably got to start thinking about next year, December of the year before. I've got another video about reflecting back. Well, as part of the planning for 2021, you're going to have to reflect back on 2020 and the previous years too. There might be stuff that you didn't do in those previous years that you really want to do next year. Well, now is the time to try to start doing that planning. Somehow or another, in the month of December, you want to ramp up your thinking about next year. I mean, it is the perfect time. This year, although this year may be kind of weird, I've talked before about how I like to do this planning at a coffee shop. Well, none of the coffee shops are open, so it's irritating, it's frustrating. I find I do a lot better thinking when I'm not at home, and I think that's I was talking with my son about this, kind of complaining about all the normal things that have been restricted this year, and I'm kind of irritated, and he's trying to cheer me up and say it's not so bad, but I don't know. In the end, he didn't really cheer me up that much. It's been a very unpleasant year for me, I have to admit. I had some good things, but in general, mostly not compared to previous years. Now, for me though, the only good part is some of my years when in the married days were so horrible that, this is really nothing compared to that. This is just kind of a minor inconvenience. It's just that I've been used to such good, happy life that anytime things outside my control impact me, I get upset. But enough about the complaining. We do want to. You want to start thinking about next year. 2021 is coming, and you want to make it a good year. You have to assume that things will start getting back to some semblance of a nice life for yourself. I don't think the lockdowns, I don't think they're going to last forever. I guess if they last forever, well, then there's really no hope for any of us, right? There's no hope for any of us if they last forever. So I'll have to go from the assumption that they won't last forever, and so that would mean I myself personally should start figuring out, well, what do I want to accomplish next year? And can I get going on that now? Is it better to wait? Are some of the things I want to accomplish, do I have to wait till summertime? That's part of the planning, is to know when to do things. If you're planning to go on a trip in next July, well, it doesn't, other than setting aside the time and the money for that trip in July, you don't really need to go overboard on the planning in January for it. You get what I mean? You do want to think and plan with the calendar in mind, and what are some of the main things you'd like to do. So I would start doing that. I would start spending some of your free time with this long-range planning. I'm pretty sure I'm going to take about a week and a half off of work at Christmas time. So during that framework, I'll be able to do plenty of planning. So I've really got to work the next, let's say, 2.5 weeks at work. And to tell the truth, the work has just been crushing. There's just so much. It's kind of unpleasant. It's like we're trying to get all the work done in a year in the last few weeks. So that part is kind of unpleasant. So, but I'll just, I've kind of made up my mind to grit my teeth and get through it with the idea of taking that good break at Christmas time. Now with the COVID lockdowns, all your normal Christmas stuff that you normally do are probably going to be restricted from you, from us, from me, from you, from us. And you'll be, some of us will try to work around that, but most of the time it's going to be hard to work around. The people over the top of us, kind of have this figured out how to make our lives a lot tougher than they are. And maybe it has to be that way. But that still doesn't preclude you from doing some planning for 21 with the assumption of things are going to get better. So for me, yeah, I'm going to start doing my planning. I've been a little bit depressed about with all of this. I haven't made up a good plan. I haven't reflected back quite enough about this past year. There's been some very good things. I did the benching 275. I've talked about that. That was very good. I did have a nice trip last summer, but the trip wasn't as good as I was hoped because of the COVID. I met some girls. That didn't go as well as hoped. The stuff with friends, yeah, that didn't go as well either. Everybody's afraid. They don't want to get together. All of that. All the normal comings and goings, getting out, doing stuff. Yeah, that's all restricted. So anyway, I don't want to over complain other than to say all of this things that I'm complaining about have clarified what I want to do. So I think for me it will be fairly easy to put in my plans what I want to do as soon as the time comes. And some of the things I can do regardless whether we're locked down or not. So I would encourage you to get busy with these plans. Set some time up for yourself. Have your calendar, have your planner book, have your computer. However you keep track of your life, have that handy so you can spend enough time doing a good job on the planning. Like all kinds of stuff flying out of the truck here. Just what we don't want. So anyway, give that idea some thought, all for now.